dear teachers, wherever you are. Hope you're still keeping warm. Don't think it was as cold. It's as cold this week as it was last week. So, without further ado, let us begin. All right. Wait for that to open. So, my name is Laura Woodward. I'm a teacher trainer based in Cairo. Lucky me, even though it's a bit cold this time. So, our first two questions, okay? So, how do you organize your learners as they enter the classroom? Do you have a daily routine for the little darlings? So, as you remember, last week we were outside the classroom. So, this is the second in our sort of top 10 tips for organizing our learners as a part of our classroom management series. And every week we'll have a new one. So, let's get going. This is the quote from last week because it's still relevant. It will always be relevant. And a little reminder that you are not alone. All right. So, two more questions to think about. So, as I said previously, we were outside the classroom. Now we're entering the classroom. So, does the teacher go first or does the teacher go last? Things to think about. Right, this is often a familiar sight in classrooms. They all pile in. It's a bit like the Olympics, the 100 meters. Is this a good idea? I think not. Okay? So, some suggestions, small ones. Perhaps a poster and a reminder, and a poster of how we would like them to do it. All right, so that comes back to our previous question. Does the teacher go first or does the teacher go last? All right. Well, for me, if the teacher goes first, okay, you're the leader, you go into the classroom, but of course you can't see what the little darlings are doing in the corridor. So you might have little Ahmed punching little Layla when you're not looking. So my instinct, and from my own experience, I found it better to go last, because I can watch the little darlings going in one by one and keep an eye on them. So how do we keep them organized? So we've seen what happens, what we don't want, the marauding hordes, charge of the light brigade. So I think it's a good idea to be organized. So this is for your kids. Enter the room, put away your backpack, your lunch and your coat, give in or turn in your homework, sit at your desk with your book and pens, and sit down and read quietly until we're ready to begin. And if that's too much for your little darlings to remember, I've got a simpler one. Backpacks, books, bottoms. So, we look forward to seeing more of your questions in the comments section, and please follow us on social media, I can't speak English, on TEFLism. We look forward to seeing you next week. Goodbye.